out. We're trying. We're getting there. Maybe it's more of a fade.
Work in progress. Yeah.
Fade out, 'cause we get
I was waiting for 17. He pointed at 15. I was like, oh, man. And I don't know if you heard, like, I got a little, like, right, like in 2 seconds in.
Well, here's the thing. With movie magic, post-production, we can get that to fade out nice, and then it'll be a hard can opening click.
Hey, listen, we're trying. Yeah. Make it a little bit more professional here.
It's like
I'll give her one more try.
Nice.
It's like the CGI in the movie.
As you spit, or spill, get a little of that off of Pat Lynch's laptop. We need that for work. Can't give him any excuses.
If you destroy my computer, that would be so sad.
I think that was from the beer and not from the other one, though.
I don't know, buddy.
I think it was from the beer.
Can we go to replay?
Replay this, had foam on top of it.
We're good. I think party foul, friend. So cheers.
The worst thing would either be smelling peach all
over. Cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us here on a beautiful Saturday night. Today was gorgeous.
It is gorgeous,
I'm so
dude.
pissed. So we have some fun plans tonight, and I was so mad. I was like, Chris, let's golf at 3:30, and Chris came to my senses and said, we can't do it.
He's like, let's go to Meadowlark. Yeah, Cook County course.
At 3:30.
Still probably be out there right now.
Yeah, probably. And so we didn't, and it's just, I mean, we played last week in 1,000 degrees, the week before in 1,000 degrees. The most gorgeous 75-degree day.
Yeah.
Just sat in the basement.
Yep.
It's terrible. But that's why we come to pregame, boys.
Hey, that's what the pregame's for.
And this beer is unbelievable. I'm truly digging this.
Oh yeah, it is so good.
Where is KC Bier out of, Joe? Do you know?
Kansas City.
I would guess Kansas City. Yeah.
It's a good call, Chris. You know what? I messed up. They give me steps on how to drink this beer.
Oh, did they?
Tilt the glass and pour.
Oh, this is
Swirl the last ounces to rouse. How do you say that word? Rouse yeast. Pour yeast into glass. Store cold, served in non-frosted glass, Joe.
Yep.
You know what this reminds me of, Pat?
It's the
Hacker Shore, baby. Hacker Shore.
That's the one I was going with.
All right, I'll get a cup. I'll get a cup. Don't worry. Hey, talk among yourselves, boys.
What's the other one? What's the other?
Yeah, Kansas City Beer.
Hogarden. I thought it was Hogarden, actually.
No, it's Hacker Shore, baby.
I think they both do it.
Now yours.
Hogarden's in a six.
Yeah, it's actually like a fatter glass.
Yeah, it's like a six-sided glass or something like that.
Yeah, so don't worry. I will pour.
So I have a different one here. I have the Munich style brown lager called Dunkel. From KC Beer Co. Naturally carbonated.
I'm a huge fan of the Hefeweizen.
Decocted, it says. I don't know what that means. Same instructions. So store cold and serve in non-frosted glass. Using only water, yeast, and imported malt and hops.
He's getting every last drop of that.
I don't think he left enough in there to get to the right phone.
Yeah, I messed up. Oh. It's okay. This is. Let's see here. Anything else on here? Not really. Just
no. I love the
pale hazy
logo.
Appearance, bready malt, low bitterness, aromas of fruit and spice produced at traditional Bavarian yeast strain.
Oh, mine says pretty much the same thing except unexpected drinkability from a dark beer.
And who got you these, Joe? These are nice.
These are part of the beer club that Sarah signed me up for I think.
Don't worry, Pat.
Christmas.
I'll get you into the game.
For Valentine's Day?
Welcome to the team, Pat.
Arbor Day?
Why would you
No, Christmas.
Arbor Day.
Sometimes you got to drink, bud.
The only thing
you got it for Arbor Day? Hell yeah. What an awesome gift.
Yeah. It really amps up.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Pat. Because I don't have one already. Thanks.
I mean, Pat, you sitting over here on the sideline like you're Dr. Quinn medicine woman.
I'm trying to get the palate clean for this taste test.
What are you talking about?
So
you can try this one. That one's not that great. This one isn't too bad.
This is a completely different company, but it comes with two different companies in each serving.
Our Amber. Oh, I'm sorry, Joe. Go ahead, man. Our Amber meets Old Gaelic style. Floats your skirt on or off your ride.
Mine says,
that wasn't that great this time.
Where desert meets the mountains. This is called the Salt Flats Brewing Company, Salt Lake City, Utah.
It's not bad.
I like that too.
Yeah. I'm curious to try
Pat
that
Lynch is a Choco face and doesn't know how to drink some beers.
I'm a basic.
Hey, you want to try this? It's not that great.
Yeah, but it's the P1 Pilsner.
I did not like that one as much.
Oh, you can smell it. It smells. No, the aroma's not good.
That's not a Pilsner.
I'll finish that if you want.
No, I'll finish it.
Okay.
I like that. That's not bad.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all.
I don't like the back end of it, but it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
That's not too wild.
How do you feel?
You can do that one.
No, why would I give you my Hefeweizen?
I don't want this beer.
Pat, nobody said that they would trade with you. This was a 3-person operation.
I also didn't ask for the beer.
Well, you looked lonely over there. You don't talk on the podcast anymore. You don't drink on the podcast. Do we need to have a conversation?
Pat's slowly withdrawing from the podcast.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Folks, bear with us here as we take a 5-minute break to find out what's eating Pat Lynch.
Ladies and gentlemen, do we want to talk about Mark Norman and the amazing comedy that he had last night in Chicago?
No, I'd much rather talk about the assholes behind us that were doing their fake laughs for no reason.
Do you think it was a fake laugh or they just...
That was a fake laugh.
I think
it was borderline fake to over the top.
It was. That's what it was. It was so over the top that you're like, you're not laughing at this. You're laughing harder because you think it's cooler. Yeah. To laugh.
You want to make Mark Norman feel good. And at times he's like, all right, guys, this isn't Christmas.
Yeah.
Or this isn't Make-A-Wish.
Mm-hmm. I do want to know how I get these people behind me all the time at comedy shows.
Why is that?
I
had someone behind that one. I said somebody behind me at...
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you wanted these guys.
How do I keep getting them behind me? I think Tasha had someone behind me that was obnoxious.
I had an interesting group of guys behind me who were just like so, I don't know, meta about stuff. Like they were talking about how people were, like they were making edgy jokes that weren't funny, but they thought they were funny because it's edgy, and that's like what a lot of comics are doing right now.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, it's just you're not listening, dude. Yeah. It was just awkward.
He had some real jokes where I stopped and thought to myself, how good of a joke that was.
Oh yeah.
Like the weather joke. That was the time and thought of how did that came up?
Oh yes.
You think about how that came up?
Yep.
That was a genius joke. Or the guns right joke. I thought that was a genius joke. How did you pull? And not that a ton of people listen to this, but you don't want to give people's jokes away. But how he thought of that, it to me was like
his opener was a lot like that.
Yes,
like his were you could tell he was more raw, but he had a lot of really good, well thought out jokes that you were like, oh, that is a thinking joke.
Yes,
and for a lot of people, I think I'm not trying to talk bad about the audience, but I think a lot of people it just went straight over their head.
There were a lot of good ones, but I think the issue is he'll as he gets these more tuned in and tightened, he'll cut the length of them. But the Spectrum joke was a perfect one where it just went too long. The punchline was it hit you right in the gut. It was good.
That's the thing.
But it was just like
it was like
that free drop and you're dying.
Yes, that's the thing. He had a couple jokes like that where it's like he said something that crushed, and then he carried on with the joke, and you're like, dude, that was the good part. That's where you got to end it.
Yep.
Somehow you got to get to that part, or rework the joke so that's at the end or something, because that's the part. And then he would just keep going on and get smaller laughs.
The one thing Mark Norman needs to, which I think he'll learn as the groups get bigger, or as he, because he's blowing up, is that his little side comments at the end of a joke are sometimes the best part of them, but when the crowd is just roaring, you gotta let it slide, and then you hit him with it.
Yeah.
And
I think that's also too where we were.
Well, with the Vic, yeah,
it
wasn't great.
And a lot of it, I think, a lot of it was the audience. They were just laughing harder, just because. Oh, it's God! Isn't this funny? Ribbing each other, isn't this funny? Ha ha ha!
Yeah.
And you're just like, dude, just laugh at the joke and enjoy it. That's all you got to do.
And then at the end, he was giving out all his they do the Joe Rogan, Mark Norman, Shane Gillis, and who's the other guy on there? Ari Shaffir. They do a once a month podcast. And he was talking about it, but you couldn't hear it because everybody's cheering.
Yeah.
And then he needs to learn that hey, just wait for the crowd.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Because you didn't hear anything at the end.
For the audience, he does his whole set, and then he turns the house lights on, and he starts going out to the audience. He's like, "Hey, throw stuff out there."
Yeah, and I actually want to ask you a quick question about that. Yeah. So, and you can finish explaining. When you're thinking about this, is that because he's just coming off still getting because he had about an hour.
Yeah.
And I think he wanted to go probably closer to an hour 15, an hour and a half. And then do you think he just ripped the last 15 because he's just trying to come up with material still?
I think,
So, I mean, if you want to explain, and then you could...
So the house lights come on, and he starts asking the crowd for, topics, things to talk about.
Yeah.
Some of them, you're like, oh, he had that in his back pocket.
Oh,
ready. Some real zingers. Other ones, you could see he was kind of building stuff.
Yeah.
It almost seemed like he was asking the audience for ideas, and then he's like, oh, I'll take these down later.
Yeah.
Because he did come out with...
A sheet of paper
with some jokes on it. So he was working on stuff, but, I mean, gosh, everything he pulled out was just
His first 30 was so tight. You didn't stop laughing, honestly.
But so he's asking the crowd for stuff, and what happened was in the beginning people were respectable.
Yes.
They would say something, he'd say a joke.
Yeah.
Then somebody else would say something, he'd say a joke, and then eventually towards the end of it, it would be like he'd be saying the joke, and people would be giving them the next topic or trying to throw out their thing. Not to mention the
pet peeve
gentleman who would not stop yelling pet peeve. At one point, Mark Norman goes, "All right, pet peeve, yeah." Next one, and like,
and that's
and he's still pet peeve, pet peeve. Dude,
like,
shut up.
We were at a concert. We went and saw Blake Shelton. Great concert.
Yeah.
But anytime Blake stopped singing, this guy would scream out, "Austin!" And all of us were just like, everybody in the crowd just.
We're also not. We're near.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
There's no way Blake.
We're across the entire arena.
Yeah,
We're literally
sure.
the stage is literally dead straight ahead of us. But we're as far away you can be from the stage.
Bless you.
Unless that guy has the most incredible hearing of all time.
Yeah.
No chance he's ever hearing you.
But it's like.
And you know, eventually he's gonna get that song. Bier was saying, "It's like I don't understand what that."
And he still played it. He still kept saying it after he played it.
Yeah.
It's like people are just there are. Sometimes we've been very lucky.
What was the guy? I remember Eric Church at the Rosemont.
That's what I was gonna say. We've been very lucky. We've only had maybe one or two times where it's just been like somebody in the crowd has made it just so miserable. Eric Church was definitely the guy behind us. Was just like too drunk. He was loud.
Drunk and talking.
Yes.
I
wasn't
know that you guys, you three were.
He kept taking you out of the concert because you were hearing him.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys were having the issue. I was on the other
He was
end.
trying to interact with people. He's talking smack.
Yep.
It's like, dude, just enjoy them. You're here. I'm here to listen to Eric Church and listen to music.
Not listen to you and your comments.
And I will say, sorry, to take it back to Mark Norman, he'll get better at that.
Oh, yeah.
The control of a big audience, because towards the end, he kind of started taking back control. He was like, hey, he mentioned...
So he screwed out Star Wars. He's like, all right, Virgin, shut up.
All right, Virgin, shut up. I'll get to that in a minute. Started to control the audience again, which was
but I also think
interesting to watch.
He's been a comedian for probably 20 to 30 years. He's just really starting to pop.
Wow, 30 years, you think?
I think he's in his 40s for sure.
Yeah, so you think he's been a comedian since he's like 12?
Okay, so 20s, 25 years. So think if he's 18 or 20, because I think he did it right away.
If he's 18 and 43, that seems possible for 25 years. But I mean, 30 years seems kind of a stretch.
I also think he might be closer to 50. I could be wrong though.
Now I want to look this up.
Pat Lynch, I think, is looking up how old he is.
He's
38.
Okay, he's definitely not that old.
I didn't think he was 40. He looked like he was more closer to my age.
Okay, so 20 years, let's say. Probably close to, maybe 15 to 20
Started
years.
in 2006.
So we're almost
16
20
years.
Yeah, we're getting there.
15 years.
15 to 20 years.
He's closer to 15 than 20, but
15 to 20 years. And so he's
30 years. 30.
But
30.
right after college.
He's been doing it for 37 years. He's 38 years old.
And he has not, this is just recent, he's had some success. Going on Joe Rogan, touring with Jerry Seinfeld. And so he's now building up to like arenas and like bigger places.
Yeah,
so
that's
just
what he's
takes
saying.
time.
Like, this is new to. He even mentioned it there. Like, this is new to me. He wouldn't play a place like the Vic. He'd probably get like
Zanies.
Zanies in like Rosemont or
I would definitely see him again.
Because somebody was mentioning that when we walked outside after the show, like they'd seen him a couple times at Zanies.
Yeah,
I have a question.
I think that's where he's supposed to be the one time they got canceled a pandemic, right?
Yes. And Pat, we got to thank you. You were the one who caught that, and I'm super happy I went that. That's my number, my top 5. I've been thinking about this because we have long car rides. So my top 5 are Rafi May, Mark Norman, Daniel Tosh, Bert Kreischer, and then Kevin Hart was good.
Kevin Hart's actually opening acts were really good. I thought.
I think
Tom Segura was okay. Joe Rogan was okay.
What about your boy Joey
Diaz?
Uncle Joey.
I think for me, I
have
have
5. Oh, he might be even
Uncle
right.
Joey.
It might go Rafi.
Listen. CSers, you gotta learn.
Yeah.
When you get older, then you need to be able to wipe your ass with both hands, not just one.
Nobody tells you that. Nobody tells you that until you can't do it anymore.
So
if you don't know what CSers are, just go look up any Joey Diaz thing, and he'll drop that word within like the first 5 seconds.
Listen to Joey Diaz talk for the first 5 seconds.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. My cheeks hurt when we left that. So it's got to go Rafi May, Mark Norman, Joey Diaz, Daniel Tosh, Bert Kreischer.
I think for me, I would switch out I would have those same people, maybe a different order, but I would switch out. Who's the guy you just added?
Oh, Joey Diaz.
Joey Diaz for Jim Jeffries.
Jim Jeffries.
Because I think I've seen him twice, and once was like a rehash of a lot of stuff that I had already watched, which I have a question about Mark Norman for you.
Yeah.
And then the other one was just fresh new stuff, so it was like hilarious, you know?
Yeah.
I think I might have seen the gun choke live in person when that came out.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that bit about the safe and putting it together.
Yes, yeah.
But you listen to
the
Mark...
one where he crapped his pants and then that was on the special. We saw that one live, yeah. Where it was with his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
I was dying on that one. That was great.
I didn't... Yeah. I thought he was okay. I like Jim Jeffries.
Yeah.
But it was, that I even forgot we saw him.
Yeah.
I remember Daniel Tosh. I remember he was very good. I remember, but it was very honest of him.
Yeah, that's the thing. He did a good job of making it relative to him, even though he was rich.
Yeah.
Like Ellen DeGeneres' special.
Yep.
Where she was talking about being rich. That was like, you couldn't relate.
No.
But Daniel Tosh made it approachable somehow in a different way.
And his video of Robert Kraft beforehand was top notch.
Yeah.
Top notch.
I forgot about that.
That's why he's number 2 on my list. And Mark Norman goes 3.
I was going to say, what's your
Ralphie May, that was by far the best one I've ever seen. Girls, how do you know when it's just the right?
Yeah. When you know you've said thank you.
There's so many jokes that you
person pick that potato.
Yeah, there's so many jokes that you can drop from that was great. Then would be Daniel Tosh. Mark Norman I really liked. I didn't know anything about him, so that was relatively nice.
Brian came up and he's like, "Is this the guy that we came to see when the opener came out?" I was like, "No, the next guy."
And then Joey Diaz and Bert Kreischer, you can flip in between 4 and 5.
Ron White was good, but that was more nostalgic. Like it wasn't like he wasn't.
I didn't mind. You know who else was really good that I give a shit ton of shit to on this podcast? Joe Rogan was pretty good. The one time we saw him at the Lyric
His
Opera.
openers were really good, I thought.
I liked his openers.
I
liked his openers more than him.
I'm pretty sure Ian Edwards.
That's who it was. Yeah.
I did like Kevin Hart's openers. I thought those guys were really good.
I thought Kevin was pretty good too. Like,
he had his moments, but I thought his openers were really good for that.
Yeah.
Like going because Ralphie May's opener was his wife at the time.
Yes.
She was garbage.
Did she have like a guitar?
Yeah, it was just garbage.
Yeah.
You know who I want to see? The next stand-up comedian I really like is Josh Wolf.
Oh yeah,
I would love to see Josh Wolf.
I love him on any podcast.
Yeah, he put out a special on YouTube recently.
I have to check out this
from Nashville.
You know, it was a good joke that I told Chris that unfortunately because he just doesn't watch as many podcasts. When the guy screamed out "Poppy Gringo," and then Mark was like, "No, we're here for a comedy show, guys. Relax."
Yeah. Wait, what is okay? So
that was a great inside joke.
That's Brendan Schaub's special.
That's right.
And he's like, no, guys, we're here for a comedy show.
I love that.
The best one for Pat Lynch was definitely when somebody screamed out to Sean Watson. He's like, I got traded to Cleveland Browns. It's punishment enough.
Yeah,
Pat really enjoyed that one.
You know what's funny? He's going to Cleveland today. I thought that was funny when we found out where Pat was telling us that he's at Cleveland today.
Really? That's funny.
What's your top 5, Pat?
No particular ordering, or you want to order it?
Whatever you want.
Just throw out your top 5. No particular order.
Tosh, Kreischer for sure. That was hilarious. And then probably Brad Ralphie May, Joey Diaz was good. Yeah, and then Norman probably.
Yeah. We've been lucky to see a lot of guys.
Yes.
Jeffries I did like a lot though too. I liked that. I liked his.
Yeah.
His
story
reminded me of you, Joe.
yeah, that one. I know the one. Yeah.
The best. I like.
So he had one that we heard on the radio the other day.
When we saw that one live. The one where he goes to the washroom. Or are you talking
the one where he's in the airport, he gets downgraded from
that was really good.
He gets downgraded from business class to coach.
Yeah.
And they send him
from Europe.
Yeah, from Europe. And he finds out that it's Neil Diamond's crew that got him.
Yes.
And they fight in the business class like suite area. Oh, so good. That was great hearing that one. I was like, this is good. I like that.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think a big reason Jim Jeffries was such a big one for me is because he was like one of the first comedians I was really a huge fan of.
Yeah.
Like it was before podcasts, but it was like I'd seen his TV shows, I'd seen all his specials previously, and seen him on TV. So it was like oh man, I'm getting to see
Jim Jeffries.
My first
that was Ralphie May for us. Me and Chris loved Ralphie May from the beginning.
So I think because it's my first, it made me special.
That's the same thing with Daniel Tosh. Like you saw like his TV show, and him on stage was exactly like
me, Pat, and Chris. We were always talking about the
Tosh 0.0.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Bill Burr though.
I was just going to say that too.
He almost was my first stand-up show.
Yeah,
it was like October of.
I'm
Halloween week. I only had
not.
I had like I'm a little concerned that you overhype it or you don't want to
But he is so locked in though. He is. But that's what I think happened to me with Tom Segura because I've always liked Tom's specials.
Yeah.
And I knew Bert's. So my favorite Bert special was Secret Time.
Yeah.
I'm like
that's what we saw.
Huh? No, we didn't. No, we saw the one after that.
We saw the Big Boy one?
Yeah. Big Boy. And that's where he's talking about like his wife being sick and sex. Yeah. No, which is good, but I know Secret Time we would have been dying.
Just a killer, yeah.
Because even not watching it live, just watching it on TV, I was dying laughing.
Yeah.
And there's not many specials that you watch
that get you remembering.
But
I have a question. Last question about Mark Norman. So you watch a lot of his podcasts. Yeah. I don't. Was it? I guess it wasn't.
Now is Tom's good. No, not at all. His jokes. He's really good at telling stories.
Yeah.
But there was not those. But you know what? He's almost like he's a dirty Jerry Seinfeld. Like he's got the one-liners. It's like bam, hits you with that.
Yeah, he's not really a storyteller. Like, he doesn't tell you about things like it's not like I went to a bar and
he's like, hey, shots. Like you guys, Chicago, you guys know about shots. And
it's
just like,
because like with Bert Kreischer, with Tom Segura, as much as I love their specials, they're absolutely fantastic. Because I watch the podcast so much that they're on, I see a lot of their material raw, and then I see it in the stand-up when I go to see them. So it's like, it's like I already know where the punchline's going.
That's what I like. I like Mark Norman as a comedian more. I think Rafi May was more like that. It was more like hit you with the punchline.
Yeah.
Tom Segura is they're good stories, and it's like a comedian podcast almost.
Yeah.
But Mark Norman is a Jerry Seinfeld hit you, but dirty hit you with the you're not. He's coming out with things that you're just not seeing. You just smack the face. Bill Burr is going to be the exact same way.
Yeah.
I watch his. If I have like I'm at work and I just need somebody like something like funny, I will watch and repeat Bill Burr's like best clips.
I can't wait to see how many ladies are at this Bill Burr concert.
It was insane how many women are at Mark Norman.
There wasn't that many. It was like.
There was like 5 rows behind us that were all women.
Was it? Yeah.
Not that that's like, listen, women like comedy.
Well, I mean, the United Center is a big venue, so it's going to be a lot of people.
True, but I'm still.
Yeah, it'll be because you're right because
there was still a decent amount of people when we walked up that were ladies in the line when we were walking up, and I was like,
based on the bathroom line, it looks like there were no women.
Yeah, the line for Mark Norman, the bathroom line.
Yeah, but that's the
it's
the women were right next to where they were walking by us like outside.
The bathroom though it was just a stall and a toilet. Like it was very small.
And an optional sink if you felt bold.
Man,
hopefully
Joe was not feeling bold.
I felt bad for Joe because I remember I went downstairs, upstairs, left, right, back, forward, square, circle, and Joe was still in line. And I was like, this poor kid.
We were at the restaurant. I was like, you know what? I'll pee at the theater. It won't be that bad. And then
I had the same thought. It was not a good.
Oh my god! It was probably like 45 minutes before I could go to the bathroom again.
He's like, hey, where's that washroom? I'm like, hey, let's find it together. We'll be fine. We got this.
Peter goes, yeah, there was no one at the line back in the restaurant, man. I was like, yeah. I mean, to be fair, there was no one else in the restaurant. Like in general.
I kid you not. We walk in. We sit. Me and Pat get to the seats. Pierre walked because he thought we were downstairs.
Yeah.
And so I sit down. Pat's like a minute later, he's like, okay, I'm going to go use the washroom. I'm like, okay, cool. So if you see Peter, tell him where our seats are. He's like, okay. Sitting there.
I went down and found Peter.
Sitting there. Peter comes back up, sits down. He's like, well, let's wait to get a beer. Let's let the lines
because the lines were pretty bad for beer.
And so we're sitting there. Maybe about like 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes go by.
Yeah, I'll go to
And me and Peter go outside. And there's Pat Lynch right outside the doors. Still on. I'm like, Jesus.
Oh, it's bad. Yeah.
I specifically told Pat, I'm like, Pat, the bathrooms are on the other side. The lines for the bar are just ridiculous. You may want to go out one of those ways. I'm pretty sure Pat went out one of those ways. And I had to walk back that way.
I walked back.
I'm like, oh, that's the bathroom.
I walked out and Joe was right there. I'm like, oh, shit.
I had one of the most confusing experiences with Peter.
Oh, it's silly, yeah.
So, like...
I thought we were in the beer line together.
We walk in.
You were the only person. Somebody's like, it's the beer line, right? I'm like, no, that's over there.
Oh, man. We walk in. I go straight up. We go up. I find out we're upstairs. We go upstairs. I see the line for the bathroom. I'm like, I'm just going to get in right now. Like, I'm just going to go. So I jump in line. I lose you guys. Like, I don't even know what's going on. All this stuff is going on. I'm just like focused on the bathroom.
Don't pee in my pants. Don't pee in my pants.
All of a sudden, Peter comes up from in front of me, and I'm facing the way we came up earlier. You know, my back. So Peter comes up a different way from downstairs out of nowhere, and he starts standing next to me. He's like, "Hey, what's going on?" I go, "Oh, I'm just waiting in line." He goes, "We're downstairs." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. No,
I thought we were.
I asked
upstairs.
the stupid tenant guy. I'm like, "We're down," because it was like row 1.
We sat down in like 4 seats.
Yes.
And Pat's like, "This doesn't make sense." Because we had they made me buy 5 seats. Why would they make me buy a seat on the opposite side of the row? I know we all stand up, and I see, there's 5 seats literally across from the guys that we're sitting next to. Those are our 5 seats. So I'm like, we're walking over there. Pierre's like, where, blah, blah, blah. And the guy must not have heard Pierre.
Peter went right, and then
I showed the guy downstairs, and Pierre's like, boop, bye, and me and Pat
and then I showed the guy tickets, and he's like, oh, yeah, it's right there.
So
I misread that.
So Peter's like, we're downstairs. I was like, oh, okay. I got tons of time. I haven't really moved in this line, and it's been 10 minutes. So, I got a while till I'll see you guys. And then Peter almost, it looks like he had an epiphany. But I was so confused by the moment because Peter had the realization that I was not in line for beer, but for the bathroom. And then he's like, you're in line for this. And then he's like, okay, I'm going to go. And I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I missed the whole bit about like him realizing I wasn't in line for beer, but I was in line for the bathroom. But he never mentioned beer or bathroom. He just like, you're in line for this, and then disappeared. And all of a sudden he was gone.
That's great.
And then a minute later, Pat comes up, and I go, oh, hey, Pat. And he's looking at me, and he's looking at his phone. So I was like, oh, Pat's lost too. But hey, Peter just told me we're downstairs. I can tell Pat. So Pat comes up to me, and I go, hey, Pat, we're downstairs. He's like, no, we're not. We're right behind you. And I was like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on right now.
Everyone told Peter that we were upstairs.
What just happened? What just happened was
chaos.
Peter.
I did feel bad about that.
I was like, you know what, though? I'm going to be here for another 40 minutes. So
and I got up.
They'll all figure it out, and by the time I'm done.
I went downstairs and came back up. So I started telling Peter. And I was still about 18 people behind Joe only, so it was okay.
Yeah.
I was like, this is great. I got a whole row to myself right now. I mean, if these guys come on right now, I don't really care.
And Brian came from the middle of nowhere and still beat me from the bathroom back.
Yeah.
This is actually a good one. So as I get our main event for the night, I was listening to the
Joe Rogan Experience.
The what's that? What's the King and the Sting?
Oh God, not that putz.
And they asked
Pape Grigo?
They asked the question, if you could grow up as a teenager in any decade, what decade would you want to grow up in? And I thought that
I liked the 90s. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I did like the 90s. It was
we grew up though as
late 90s, early 2000s.
Well, we were like what? We were still pretty young. We were on the we weren't real teenagers till early.
I was like the late 90s, early 2000s for me.
Yeah, early 2000s. I feel
like I'd like the where we're at because you get the computer and everything.
That's true. Okay, but you don't know what you know now, so you would just you wouldn't have no idea that you got the internet if you could kind of picture that. So in the 80s,
it either had to be the 80s or the. I don't want to go back to the 90s or 70s. I think the 70s are too weird. But I would like.
I mean, the peace, love, and drugs, but the problem is.
And John Wayne Gacy and the.
That's it. That's what they said. The serial killers in the 70s, there's too rampant. There's a very good chance you were gonna die.
I take the 80s or
the 60s was Vietnam, right? Or 60s, 70s was
60s, 70s, yeah.
The 80s was a bunch of cocaine. Then it was pretty much illegal.
And you still were you still were allowed to roam the streets as a teenager because your parents didn't care.
I think also with
I think we were one of the last groups to literally have that freedom of being going out you go out in the morning and you come back when the street lights are on.
We're
one of the last
we are the last era of pre-internet. Mm-hmm. Because as soon as the next generation after us,
but we had quasi-internet.
We did.
Yeah, you had to want it then.
But what I'm saying, we didn't get it till we were in our teen years, and it was later.
But we had we had internet where you had to be like,
yeah. You had to want it. Yeah. You had to want it to go on it.
Exactly.
But the generation behind us, they grew up with it.
You got now all you do is pull up your phone. You got
I wouldn't want to be a teenager where everything you do is everywhere.
Yeah. I think I would pick.
Where your parents can LoJack your phone too.
Yeah, I would pick the 80s or the 90s because it's very close to what I experienced growing up. But then also you get a lot of stuff that's just coming out. Like a lot of major growth
Super
happened
Nintendo,
in the 80s.
PlayStation, Sega, all that good stuff.
It's like
the video game stuff coming out, all that great stuff.
I think the 80s would have been cool.
80s or 90s. I was telling him, I don't know if you heard us in the bathroom. I was telling him, like, we're like the last like age group that still.
Yeah,
we got the internet.
We had the best.
We got the quasi internet type phase, but we also were like, hey, we go out and at the crack of dawn, and we didn't come back until the streetlights came.
Yeah.
I mean, we actually played outside.
Yeah, exactly.
What decade did you think that?
Well, I missed the beginning question.
So the question is,
if
you could be a teenager, in which decade would you be a teenager in?
So we were a teenager in the 2000s, technically, right? So
yeah.
So,
but you wouldn't know. Also,
Bier said like you wouldn't know what you know.
I'd probably choose the 90s.
Yeah,
I like the 90s music.
90s did have some good music. Yeah,
for rock,
you'd have some fun time.
For rock,
yeah.
You had some good R&B.
Like Nirvana.
I mean, you had Michael Jordan and the Bulls. I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
That's true.
Yeah.
Chicago growing up.
I mean, I really don't remember the last championship, the last couple. Like, I don't remember the first three at all. We were like, the Taste of Chicago was still a great thing back in the day. Like a week-long event.
Week-long event where like you
Simpson had just murdered his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times. A lot of stuff happened back then.
They didn't believe in DNA.
They
didn't believe in DNA back then.
Oh yeah.
Ditko was still a coach.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah,
for the Saints.
Yeah, where he traded 7 picks for Deuce McAllister.
No, right?
Ricky Williams.
Did you guys see that? I saw it was an article Ricky Williams the other day. He I forget why he did it, but he did it for some kind of like feminist reason. He changed his last name to his wife's name.
Nice.
What?
And I think he changed his first name too.
Wait, what's his name now?
I gotta look this up. Sorry. I should have.
Meta Worldwide.
No, not Meta World Peace. No.
Meta World Peace. Mr. Worldwide. Confusing my people.
Don't be
all these people with nicknames. It's hard to keep
Former
up.
first round NFL draft pick isn't Ricky Williams anymore.
Oh yeah, what is his name?
His name is Eric Moran.
Yep, that's it.
Why is it that?
Because he wanted to help his wife out.
Wait, Mike Ditka didn't change his name?
No, Mike Ditka's not Mike Ditka.
Oh, that's who I thought you said change his name. Who did
Ricky Williams, the running back.
Who's that guy?
Okay, but explain this.
He's saying that he did it about a year and a half ago after he got married to his wife.
Back when Ditka took over the...
Technically, his first name's always been Eric.
Okay. Back in the day, Ditka was the coach of the Saints, like in the late 90s.
Okay.
And he traded his entire draft class, all of his picks.
All of his picks to move up.
To get Ricky Williams.
And who's Ricky Williams?
Ricky Williams was a Heisman Trophy winner at University of Texas.
He was a good player in his career, like decent career. Was he worth trading an entire draft for? No.
And he also was very into marijuana.
He liked
a lot of trouble.
He liked the weed.
And now Ricky Williams changed his name?
Yeah, to Eric Moran.
Moran or Miron.
Interesting.
Thanks, Ricky.
What a champion.
And does he still play football?
No.
He probably hasn't played in like 6-7 years at least, I'm guessing.
That's got to be longer than that.
Yeah, he's probably close to it.
Because, I mean, like, he was in college and he won the Heisman in like 98, so.
Yeah, so he probably stopped playing in the late 2010s.
Who's the top draft pick in the next... Hold on, I have a couple questions. Football questions. Sports questions.
Sports.
All right, number 1.
Educate Joe in sports time.
Number 1. When does fantasy football start?
In August.
August. Okay, when is the NFL draft?
It already happened back at the end of April.
Okay, fucking never mind then. Well, I can still ask the question, kind of, but now we know officially. Who was the first? Like, who was the top draft picks?
Defensive lineman.
Yeah, from
from Georgia, right?
Wasn't it a tackle or no?
No, I think
it's the end with the Georgia because the guy from Michigan went to.
He's like he's like a hybrid. Like he could be like an outside linebacker, like almost like a Khalil Mack.
Yeah, he wasn't. He didn't have the. He had a lot of upside, but he wasn't the least proven as the other guy.
Yeah.
Is that rare for a person in that position to be drafted first round?
When there's shitty quarterbacks, there is.
Yeah.
Oh, this was the season of shitty quarterbacks? Yeah. I've been hearing about this for months. There's no good quarterbacks in the draft.
Yeah, this next year's draft class is supposed to have some good ones. You got the guy from.
So when the Bears tank this year, they get moved rid of. They get just a field.
Yeah, the guy from Alabama, and then there's somebody else I can't think of off the top of my head.
If I was a team, I would figure out when Eli Manning or Archie Manning's son, and just get ready to.
Did you know that Alexander Ovechkin was almost drafted by the Florida Panthers, or they tried to draft him 3 different times in the 2000. I think he was drafted in 2005, but he was actually they tried to draft him in the 2004 draft 3 separate times.
Why?
because they said that he was, if you didn't, like because he was a high prospect, and the Florida Panthers tried to argue that if there were no leap years, he would be old enough to be drafted in this thing, and they tried to draft him 3 separate times in that draft.
Who the hell is this guy?
Alexander Ovechkin. He's like the probably the best one. He possibly could be the greatest goal scorer in NHL history. He's on the way.
Oh,
like
you switched
goals.
to NHL.
Yeah.
I was like,
sorry, Joey.
I was like, this guy does not sound like he plays football. Is this
No.
is this
Yeah,
is this a
hockey player.
fighter? Maybe
He's a kicker.
Okay. Wait, this is soccer?
No.
Oh, this is hockey.
It's hockey.
It was a joke.
Okay.
It was a joke.
Did you guys see?
Joe, are you ready for the World Cup? Is it going to be in
Qatar in November, I think.
Oh yeah, so they moved it all the way back to November.
Yeah, because it's like it's supposed to be in the summer right now, but you know what the surface temperatures are there?
What's that?
In Qatar?
It's like
120 degrees.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's impossible for anybody to play.
Come on, don't be pansies.
This one, C doesn't smell like anything.
I'm assuming it's Coors Light.
So Peter's
For
preparing a slew of drinks for us in unmarked cups.
They're
marked, marked cups, but like we don't know which
mystery
one.
cups.
Yeah.
See, let me finish my fucking sentence.
Tell him, baby.
Unmarked cups, except for the fact that they have letters.
They're marked, damn it!
In that, whatever.
Joe, let's take a roundabout way of Dave Collins School of Storytelling over here.
Listen, the beers are unmarked.
Pat, have you had a beer yet?
These beers are in solo cups.
Hefeweizen.
We're doing a sort of taste test.
Blind taste. We identify the different beers.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the
It's
video?
a test in which you're tasting stuff.
Why are we doing
right?
this, Chris?
To figure out if we can taste the difference between Miller Lite, Coors Light, Bud Light, and Michelob Ultra. Michelob Ultra is going to be the wild card.
I don't ever had Michelob Ultra, so I don't know what it tastes
I only
like.
had it once after the half marathon that me and Peter ran. That was the only time I ever had Michelob Ultra. And I thought I was going to hate it, but after, 13 miles? I was like, I can have a bunch of these right now.
D makes me think that's Miller Lite.
Oh, you're already trying them.
No, I haven't tried them. I'm just smelling them.
Oh, okay.
I found out these beers don't smell like anything.
D doesn't smell like anything.
Pat has COVID.
I might have COVID.
You know what's crazy? People are saying they have COVID, and I'm like, no, COVID's done. Like, I don't care what you have. It's not COVID.
B literally does not smell like anything. C smells like Coors
At
Light.
least I'm not losing my mind. I appreciate that, Chris.
Oh, I haven't smelled any of them. Or
D has a little bit of a smell.
D does. I think D is Miller Lite.
Monkey piss.
Peter just threw one skunked in beer on purpose. Like,
They're actually
Yeah.
they're going to be all Coors Light, actually. I really can't tell the difference, guys.
yeah.
Wait, what did we did what? Whiskey tasting?
Yeah.
That's all I was thinking, and how we fucking sucked at that.
That's tough, though. That's tough.
I think we picked one out of the 5.
Here's why whiskey's tougher, because whiskey we don't drink it all the time.
That is true.
This in theory.
Yeah.
In theory, we should at least.
This one should be easier.
In theory, we should.
Technically, Pat, it's a hypothesis right now because you haven't tested it. You finicky fuck.
Whoa, man! Let him know!
So angry.
Unmarked cups. I'm still good.
His rear's still chapped over here.
Yeah. I need some chapstick.
You got some aloe in the other room if you want to chill.
Oh, yeah? Dude, I have been peeling for the last 3 weeks.
There's a golf ball thing in my leg still from that sunburn in my leg. There's like one spot that got really particularly burned. It looks like a golf ball hit it.
Really?
And it's still kind of fading.
From
slowly.
golfing last weekend?
No, it was like 3 weeks ago. It was
You know what's crazy? Lauren went to Mexico last year for Lindsay's 30th.
Okay.
And she got burnt really bad. She had the spray on.
Yeah.
And she sprayed herself, and she got burnt really bad. And you can see she's got scars, like almost like birthmark scars.
I have. I'm not a very freckled person, but I have very few freckles, I think. But my whole back, like my shoulder blade, from shoulder to shoulder, I got burned really bad one year. It blistered up like lizard skin, like it was that bad. And then afterwards, I've had freckles all along the top of my back.
Let's dive in. Let's start with A. Give it a little smells. Smells like beer.
Doesn't smell like anything.
Smells like beer.
Smells like a Pilsner.
I've definitely had this smell before.
Tastes like beer.
So wait, should we know the options?
Wait, we know the options. Of course,
Yes.
Bud Light,
Coors
Michelob
Light,
Ultra,
Bud Light, Miller Lite,
Light,
Michelob Ultra.
Michelob Ultra. Thank you.
Okay, let's try B.
Not feeling good about this so far, guys.
Nope.
Here you know the answers.
Okay, I have an idea of what A is.
You can definitely tell the difference between A and B. I feel.
Yeah, I think I know. I think I know what B is, but I'm not ready to go there yet.
Okay. Are we ready for C?
I'm ready for C.
C.
Wait, I'm gonna top off some water so I can cleanse my palate.
Wait, don't do it because the thing's right there. I'm sorry, buddy.
Oh.
Because
Okay.
I
see you laid it out. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Sorry. Are we going to C?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still on B.
Shit.
Yeah, I don't. There's no way of telling the difference. Now
He's the only one that's B and A and C.
Yeah. B's definitely different.
B's
right,
different for sure.
Let's go to D.
Oh, I think I know these.
Okay.
D has got to be Miller Lite.
Yeah, I think so too, Chris. I agree with that one.
That tasted like shit. I think B is Bud Light, D is Miller Lite.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Yeah,
between A and C are.
I'll tell you what, D doesn't even smell good.
I was thinking the same thing. I think Miller Lite's D. I think Bud Light's B. And the other two are going to have to try again.
Let's go again. One more round, boys. All right, sip the A, sip the A, sip the A.
Sip the A. So sip it, and now this is the one we can determine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be super pissed if D is Coors Light.
Okay.
It can't be.
Let's go to B.
Oh, we're not. Okay.
Yeah, let's go to B. The problem is now they're all really starting to taste the same. No, B's still got a different taste to it to me. All right, let's go to C.
I love how Pierce did this, but he knows the answers.
Chris has told you I'm not a very smart person. I might have already forgotten.
That means we'll never know what the answers are.
He's got them laid out back there.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Okay. Let's go to last time D.
Have you ever seen that guy who tastes ice cream? He just
You know, there's a real job where you can make $140,000 being if you have a really good taste palate. You can taste ice cream. I tried.
I just saw the motion, and I was like, a porn star? like before you went there, you're like, you can make $140,000, and you're like shoving something towards your mouth, but I didn't realize it was a spoon, and I was just like, a porn star? Yeah, you can make
right.
you can make money.
Joe's like, already shaved my mustache.
But sorry, what did you say? You could be a taste tester
for ice cream. You think, then your job is literally to tell. But yeah.
Okay.
All right, Joe.
All right, A is Michelob Ultra.
Okay.
What are the other three options again?
Bud Light, Miller Lite, and Coors Light.
Bud Light, Miller Lite, Coors Light. Okay. I'm going to say C is Coors Light. Then I only have, Miller Lite and Bud Light?
Yep.
B is Bud Light and D is Miller Lite.
Okay, correct.
So Michelob, Bud.
I think I'm going to go with Joe's answer.
Okay.
I'm going A is Coors, B is Bud Light, C is Michelob, D is Miller Lite.
One more time.
Coors, Bud, Michelob, Miller.
The only man who's not a true Coors Light fan is Patrick Lynch.
Yes!
It just smelled weird.
Woo! No mistake!
You guys knew, but you could tell B was definitely different. D was skunk, but that might be because we got it from a crap liquor store. So
Yeah,
that's not Miller Lite taste.
No, that is
It
honestly...
definitely tastes like Miller Lite, though.
Only because...
Let's be 100% honest. Joe got. I feel like you guys got lucky because C and A are very.
They were very close.
And they smell
You
weird.
know,
I think they're so different.
This smells weird to me.
I thought A and C the first go around tasted close, and then the second time when I tasted C I knew it was Coors Light.
To me,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I almost knew right off the bat drinking each one.
I don't know. That Coors Light, that back end is nice, but the front end is sweet on the Michelob.
Yeah,
I knew A was. Michelob's got a more bubbly, like almost soda-like.
Yeah, it's a smoother.
The harder thing was for me is never having Michelob Ultra.
Yeah, me either.
Because I knew B and D were.
I got hung up on this. I thought a weird smell and C.
I was like, this is the pop.
Just in case you guys, I did it, so you guys can see it.
Yeah.
Coors Light is B.
Okay, so. So this is I had these switched then.
Miller Lite was D though, right?
We did know, yeah. So we had Miller and Bud switched. Okay.
So I thought Coors Light was Bud Light, huh? That's not good.
I don't know. Pierre may have messed up those.
No, I was right.
That's interesting.
So I wrote them down. You know what I did? Because I came out with that can the one time, so I got scared that you guys might have known it, so I had to switch to B and C. And my brain.
I didn't look at what you had in your hand.
No, but you know what? You know what's good is
We know that Michelob and Miller suck.
yeah. I actually like Michelob personally. Actually.
Really?
I thought it was fine. Miller Lite sucks, and you know what? You can tell Coors Light is different. You can definitely tell Coors because that's almost. You know what though? Let's be honest. After 15 Coors Lights,
Which one is C? C's Bud.
Bud Light.
Yeah, I thought this didn't smell like Coors Light, but obviously I can't tell.
I mean, I couldn't believe how cold he got the Bud Light, considering it was warm.
Wait, so that means
That's why I thought.
Was
Pete-
it? Wait,
I really thought
no,
Pete
you
was
thought
Bud Light.
You know what
was
I did with
Coors,
it?
right?
I took a piece of paper, napkin. Sorry, Pat. I'll clean that up.
No.
Well, at least I knew Miller. At least when this podcast gets replayed, and when I say letter D tasted like shit, I knew it was Miller Lite.
I was kind of hoping.
I took a piece of paper, wetted it, and wrapped it around the Bud Light.
Where'd you get that Coors Light from? Fucking goddamn Canada?
I don't know if the Coors Light machine is broken, but that's where I got it. Wow.
That's some rank ass Coors Light.
It's not old. I bought it a couple weeks ago.
I don't know why I say D last to finish
the
off.
one thing I've noticed is like you can buy beer that's like older, about to expire, or even expired if you don't pay attention.
All right. Well,
I've definitely done that before. Like I brought beer here and totally botched it.
I feel better that I can identify shitty Miller Lite at least.
yeah. Can you finish your beers? You're really making me sad.
I'm getting there.
Like, what type of person are you?
I'm enjoying.
What type of
I'm
friendship?
enjoying. I'm waiting to enjoy my
Our
Coors Light.
friendship was built on drinking, and lately you've not stepped up to the plate.
Maybe I was trying to get away from you.
Well, listen, you're not. You're stuck. I'm like a bad friend. You're stuck with me. I actually don't mind the Michelob. No, Joe, not your thing?
I don't mind
I think it
drinking
was terrible.
Michelob at all. Michelob to me though is almost like
You know what sucks? We have
fucking soda water shit.
Yeah. You know what's really terrible? We have big cans of the Miller Lite. That, like, tall boys in the Miller Lite.
Don't worry, I'll put them off the draft. I'll get rid of them.
Yeah, it's true.
How do we get big cans of Miller Lite?
I bought them for you.
For this?
For this?
Yeah.
How many do you have left?
5.
Too many.
The Miller Lights and the Bud Lights.
All right, for the guy.
The Miller Lights and the Bud Lights are going to be front and center at the draft. I'm going to put them in a cooler so people don't have to get up to get them. They're going to be right there.
Yeah, that Bud Light. Miller Lite is just a terrible beer. And John Jacob loves that.
I hate it.
My dad used to drink it a while back. That's the only reason I
so
knew what it
bad.
was.
I can tell instantly it was Miller Lite. I'm like, that one
Yeah.
I knew immediately. Like, that's Miller Lite.
I do Michelob and Miller for certain. Thought I knew Coors and Bud, but clearly
You know what?
not.
Try that out of the bottle. You're right. That is very bubbly.
It's fizzy.
Yeah.
It's almost like
no,
champagne.
you're 100% right. Yeah.
It reminds me of like soda or something. I just remember drinking it.
On the second taste, I thought B kind of tasted like Coors. I'm like, nah, I'm going with the
It
original
really
feeling.
tastes a little out of the bottle.
This
It's
is
very
almost
bubbly.
like too fizzy to chug.
Yeah.
I remember thinking
Yes.
that because I was
Yeah,
so thirsty after the race.
This is like the beer plus.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
That
listen.
does have a different taste.
Sorry for
It tastes very different on the bottle.
confusing
It's
it up a
also
little bit.
very fizzy.
It's very different on the
Sorry,
bottle.
you're saying
Sure.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But no. Hey, my bad for
Thank you for
messing
doing
up.
this.
Oh, hey, listen.
This
There's
is fun.
Pat
C
brought
was
us
still
too.
Coors Light. I don't believe that BS
Yeah.
over there. I think you got the letters wrong.
No, sorry, buddy.
Even though this Coors Light does taste like
But
beer.
hey, cheers. Let's go have a good time tonight. Enjoy everybody. Thank you for listening. In 2 weeks, you're gonna get to see the first live videotape podcast. We're doing the wings. Episode 9.
Sorry, I just
You mean
slammed the
Beer
Miller
Creeks?
Light.
Yeah. I don't know why I saved D for the last one. I was
But
like,
hey,
drinking-
I was not going to do that.
I was like, why did I do that?
Pat,
Cheers.
Pat, wait, no beer. Dude, Bud Light, come on, get in here. Cheers it up, Pat.
You got to
Cheers it up for the bees.
Yeah, buddy.
And if you have a chance, go look at that Boban video of him blocking little kids. Fucking hilarious. Bye.